by the water heater or there never seems to be enough hot water, stop by the water heater warehouse in Northbrook and talk to Bob. He has a full line of A.L. Smith professional Pro-Line water heaters with pure magnesium anode rods. You know what that is, Robbie? An anode rod?
It sounds like a suppository.
Yeah, but it's not. It's
No, that
better
would be
than that.
anus.
Other places cheap out and install aluminum anode rods that are gel that will create gel and sludge at the bottom of your water heater. With Bob from Northbrook, everyone gets the wholesale prices at Water Heater Warehouse in Northbrook. It's right across the street from Glenbrook High School, and you can give Bob a call at 847-564-4448. That's 847-564-4448. And if you want to know if you need a new water heater, you can talk to him also, and he may just say, you know what, you just need some Maggie Rad, and get her cleaned up, and you'll be ready to go. So that's MAG-ERAD. And to give Bob a call one more time, it's 847-564-4448. And with that, we're going to play this.
Perfect. So it's spring. So everybody's going to be out there. They're going to be building their new deck.
Uh-huh.
And there's some things that before you go building the deck, you really need to think about.
Drainage planes.
Nope, deck, well, flashing, but that's down here on the list.
Okay, good.
All right, so if you're going to be building a deck, here's some stuff you want to consider. Your post holes, right? Your piers. Make sure they're a minimum 4 feet deep. You can never make them too deep. You just can't reach the bottom sometimes. The best way to do it, though, is to rent an auger.
Uh-huh.
And they make those augers now where the motor's behind you, and
Right.
it has a drive shaft like a PTO.
Yes.
So now that the auger head is much easier to run.
Yes.
But you're better off renting one of those, especially if you have to do more than 2,
3 or 4.
3 or 4 holes.
Uh-huh.
Because you can get the actual depth you need easier. It makes a better hole. Do not put your wood posts in those holes.
What? No, you drop it in there.
No, you do not.
Oh, okay.
Do not put the 4x4s or whatever your posts are in that. Fill those with concrete, and I always use cutoffs of sonotube.
Okay.
You know, like take 6 or 8 inches of sonotube, and you put that on the dirt.
Okay.
And it makes a very nice looking pier then.
Why did recall one time you said about putting gravel?
That's a fence post.
Sorry.
Yes.
I'm listening.
You are listening.
You are listening, yes.
There you go.
Yeah,
I
on a
remember
fence.
that. You said put. So what's the difference between a fence post with gravel and a deck with posts with gravel? What's the
Because your
difference?
loads are different.
Yeah.
On a fence post, you're fighting lateral loads from wind moving the fence left and right. Okay. On a deck, your load is pretty much gravity straight down, so you don't have the racking as much. So it has to do with how you're tightening up the lateral load.
Got it.
Clear as mud.
But
She has no clue what we did.
But I do not want the posts in the ground because typically they will absorb water and
Yep.
then cause them to rot and all that. So the best thing to do is a concrete pier, and then you buy post anchors that you bolt to the pier or to the concrete,
Yep.
and then it usually has like a 1-inch standoff, and you can actually put your posts on that.
Correct.
So that keeps them high and dry. Deck ledgers must be bolted to your rim joist directly to the wall. So if you have siding on your house, take the siding off, put your deck ledger in, do your flashing, and then put your siding back. Do not put the ledger over. If
Right.
you have brick, make sure you drill through all the way through the brick and lag bolts long enough to get to the rim joist.
Well, they're actually through bolting right now with a nut and washer on the inside, and then you don't do your bolt spacing has to be one high, one low, and you stagger them up and down.
12 inches on center.
Yeah, they're not. Even if you can't just like anchor right into the brick veneer either. I know it's hard. It's hard and strong, but it's not designed to carry that load. So
correct.
You need to bolt through the brick, through the rim joist, unless you're going to go into the foundation. Then you can anchor into the foundation.
Right.
So
okay.
They've gotten really strict with how that hangs on the wall.
Good, because that's how they fail and the decks fall down.
That's right. All right, 2 minutes.
So that's fine. So the other thing now is once that ledger's up there, do not use aluminum flashing.
What?
You need to put a rubber membrane over that board because the new ACQ happens to be corrosive to fasteners and metals. So an aluminum flashing might only last a year. So what we do is you take a strip of ice and water shield, you put that on the wall and over the rim joist, your ledger.
Yep.
And then you can put an aluminum flashing there.
And then,
that way you've got the rubber between so it will not corrode. But we didn't learn that until after a while. That's why all your fasteners are supposed to be stainless or double dip galvanized. You can't just use regular cheap screws and nails. One of the things I always like to do, though, is I can really stick with this. If you're building a raised deck or a patio, or, platform, you only put your sway braces on your two end posts, never on the center. So any intermediate post should never have a sway brace, only the corners. And there's physical reasons for that, which too heavy to get into.
Okay.
We get Will to call back. It's physics.
Right.
Upsize your joists if you want to get the bounce out, because the joists are typically you can go with 2x8s. You might want to go 2x10 because all your wood is southern yellow pine, which is pretty garbagey wood. They just treat it to make it saleable.
Yep.
All right, we're out of time on that one, and I only got 8 more things, so we'll
carry that next
week.
We'll do some more next week on it.
Whatever.
All right. We'll be back right after this.
This is Mighty House. Mighty House will return.